Welcome to Loremen, a podcast about local legends and obscure curiosities from days of yore. I'm Alasdair Beckett-King.
And I'm James Shakeshaft.
And James, I hope you've got a brolly there. An umbrella.
Yeah.
Some kind of appropriate headgear.
An umbrella hat.
A little umbrella hat, which is a cap where it spins around. I'm thinking of a propeller cap.
Or a propeller. You're thinking of a propeller hat, which would the propeller cap repel the rain?
We can only hope, James, because I'm about to take you to Aberdeenshire for a story about the black rains of Slains.
Storm's coming.
James Shakeshaft.
Alasdair Beckett-King.
I've got a warning for you, James.
Oh, no.
I'm shirtless.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's very warm. It's very warm in the flat. I've got the windows closed for sound reasons. My neighbour who was learning the trombone, if you recall.
Yes, Jonathan Briggs.
Has that guy gone out yet?
The Johnny Briggs theme tune.
I don't know whether that made it into the podcast proper or if it was bonus only. Anyway, he's moved on to the trumpet. She or they have moved on to the trumpet.
They in this sense is not only being trans-friendly, but also they could be.
It could be, yeah. We're not just being non-binary inclusive. It might be that it's like a hot five, but they're practicing the instruments one at a time.
Yeah, they're literally or they are the personification of a theme tune.
Yeah, exactly. And you would use non-binary pronouns for the Johnny Briggs theme tune.
Yes.
So basically, I'm shirtless, and I just wanted you to know and the listener to know in case it affects the episode and people are like, oh, no, it's a shirtless one, I'm not listening to this, or whatever, going forwards. James, let me take you to the parish of Slains.
Slains?
If you had to guess, where would you say Slains is?
Is it near Staines?
It's not near Staines, but Staines may be part of the story I'm about to tell you. So, very good guess.
A stain on your soul?
Slains is a coastal parish some way north of Aberdeen.
Oh, Scottish.
Scottish, exactly.
Schlinge. Is that offensive?
To...
I don't know.
To Sean Connery or to Scottish people in general?
But yeah, to Scottish people in general. I was hoping it wasn't.
I suppose it has got two S's in there, yeah.
Schlinge.
Not a huge place, not particularly notable. J.G. Bartholomew's Survey Gazetteer of the British Isles, 1904. I'm sure you're familiar with it. Doesn't have much to say about Slains, but it mentions that the ruins of Slains Castle, ancient stronghold of the Earls of Errol, demolished in 1594 by James VI, crowns a lofty peninsulated rock on the coast.
Wait? The what's of Errol?
The Earls of Errol. The Earls of Errol, yeah.
That's too much. That's confusing.
Just a Scottish aristocratic lineage, the Errols. This is their manor, the Errols. And Old Slains Castle is a ruin. You can look for it. It is there.
Great.
But it's basically just a thumb that's sticking out of the rock. There's not much there. So if you imagine that the peninsulated rock is a fist, it's just a little thumb.
Thumbs up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Thumbs up. It's just encouraging you, like, keep going, because if you keep going further north along the coast, you'll get to New Slains Castle.
Ooh.
Also a ruin.
New Slains. Oh.
Yeah. Too late. Yeah. It was new, and now it's a ruin.
New Slains. New Slains.
So New Slains Castle, I think it was abandoned in the 1930s, and for some reason they took the roof off, which really accelerates a building becoming a ruin, in my unexpert opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly it's haunted. It's weird to say that I don't think it's really haunted. And what I mean is, I don't think there are really legends about it being haunted. I think people just say that there are. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yes. Because it looks like it should be.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think one of the Errols, Vincent Hayes, wrote a book about a ghost, and a story has come about that he haunts it. And I think from what I was reading, it's a confusion between him writing a book about a ghost and him being a ghost.
Right. Yep. That's like with us in this podcast. Some people confuse us.
They sometimes think that we're
with being a podcast,
a ghost. Sometimes they think we're a ghost and a Bigfoot. Check the bonus to understand that. Or maybe it'll make it into the podcast. I don't know.
Or a time-traveling vampire.
Or a time-traveling vampire. Well, what are you then? Just a normal guy? Just the handsome one?
A giant. Hello.
With a heart of gold.
I was born too big for this world.
I love it when he does his normal voice. We've got a pitch shift on James the whole time.
Yeah.
Except when he goes into full giant.
Sometimes the facade slips.
So, again, supposedly the castle was the inspiration for Bram Stoker's novel.
Right.
But it probably wasn't. He did visit it, though. Bram Stoker was in the area and he did visit the castle, so maybe it had some influence, but there's just not much evidence, really, that it was the basis for it. But the coast around this area, just to give you a bit of atmosphere, definitely inspired one of his other novels, which was The Mystery of the Sea.
Oh, the sea.
Yeah, a book. I've never read that book, but it starts with a poem in Gaelic and then translated into English. And then it has a code, like all numbers, like a cryptogram of some kind. And then it has a mysterious, like medieval document. So it seems like a pretty cool mystery book. And in that book, the narrator gives a description of the Slains area, which I will read.
Can I just backtrack and just confirm it is the mystery of the sea, as in the body of water, not sea dash? It's a swear word or something. Or...
No, yes, yeah, SEA, correct. Thank you for checking.
Or someone's identity is trying to be.
Behind Slains, he means the castle, I think. Behind Slains runs in a long, narrow inlet with beetling cliffs, sheer on either side, and at its entrance, a wild turmoil of rocks are hurled together in titanic confusion.
Ooh.
Atmosphere. Just building a picture for you, James.
Just a bit of titanic confusion.
Yeah.
That's what the lady exhibits at the end when she drops the Coeur de la Mer back in the sea, I think.
Well, there probably was a bit of confusion on the boat.
They just spent ages getting that out, mate. The Coeur de la Mer, the heart of the ocean. The heart of the ocean.
I mean, you're asking for trouble calling it that.
Well, she just threw it back in.
That's where it wants to be.
Confused me like one of your French girls.
It's just what? Swirling onions. And my asthma of... In The Fabled Coast, Kings Hill and Westwood tells a pretty nasty account of a fisherman's superstition from this area. Apparently, if somebody drowned while fishing, the boat would then become taboo and nobody would use that boat again. It wouldn't even be fit for kindling, apparently.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they wouldn't even burn it. Apparently, when a boat washed up in Colliston, which is a fishing village in the parish of Slains, it was in perfect condition, but all the hands had been lost, and the villagers wouldn't even dare sell it. That's how superstitious they were. And that, James, is just background. That's just colour.
That's just background.
Those were just the trailers.
Ooh.
Now it's time for the main feature.
If you liked New Slains Castle, you might also like stories about boats. Cool. Yes, they were right. The algorithm was correct.
I hope you're ready, James, for the main feature. The Black Rains of Slains.
The Rains of Slains?
Fall mainly on one guy.
The Earl of Errol?
You won't believe this, but the Rains of Slains fall mainly on a James.
What?
Yeah, not you, but your namesake.
Wow.
Get ready. I didn't even realise that rhyme, James.
What?
Until this very moment.
Yikes.
Okay. It's 1862. It's Tuesday, the 14th of January. Yeah, your boy's got dates.
Yeah. 1862.
1862.
Tuesday, the 14th of January.
Correct.
Nice.
The parish priest, Reverend James Rust.
Jimmy Rust.
Jimmy, Rusty Jim.
Reverend Jimmy Rust.
He spent the last couple of weeks... So what are you doing in there, Reverend James Rust?
I'm just looking at
noises.
I'm looking at bikes. Get out. Pass me my star wipes.
He had spent the last couple of weeks recording the direction that the wind was blowing in because it was 1862 and every vicar had a side hustle in those days, really. You know, we've done enough vicars on this and they've all got a hobby, haven't they? A special interest, like catching butterflies or classifying fungi or something.
Yeah, or building scale models of towns.
Building scale models of towns.
Building a massive fence around your vicarage and naming a dog Gandhi.
Yeah, they're odd people and they've all got a special area that intrigues them. And his was meteorology.
They're like Pokemons.
You got to collect every 19th century vicar.
Yeah, they've all got a different skill. Knowing where the wind came from 2 weeks ago.
Well, James Rust was about to evolve into a flipping legend, James, because
his ultimate form.
he was a weather guy. And let me tell you, James, that is exactly the kind of guy you're going to want to have in play when an unexplained weather phenomenon kicks off. My starting point for this story was there's a really good article by Michael Cox in the Fortean Times all about the black rains of Slains and James Rust. And it gives this quote from Rust. At 9, it became overcast, threatening rain, and at 9:30, a large, dense, black, smoky, fearful-looking cloud, more resembling, excepting as to its immense size, the heavy, dark smoke issuing from a steamer's funnel than anything I have ever seen, came driving and tumbling along the sea in fearful majesty, and instantaneously twilighted the whole atmosphere, and sent forth a heavy shower of rain, a large proportion of the drops of which resembled dark ink or sooty water.
Mucky rain.
I thought I sensed you bridling there at rain in Scotland being unusual. But this wasn't any ordinary rainfall, James.
Yeah.
It was a freak weather occurrence. Black ink-like drops fell on the parish of Slains.
Wow.
Do you think that would happen more than once, or do you think it happened once?
No, I think that's a one-off phenomenon where maybe some squids got caught in a cloud.
Squids in a cloud? A squid cloud situation?
Yeah, you got a squid ink cloud situation.
It's your basic squid ink cloud situation, guys. Don't panic.
What you want to do is pop out there with your risotto and you could charge twice as much.
Do people put risotto on squid ink? No, the other way around. Do people put squid ink on risotto?
Yeah, it's like a thing in certain like Italian pasta dishes, yeah, and risottos.
Well, you would not want these raindrops on your risotto, James.
Oh, no.
Because they flipping stank.
Oh, no.
They smelled very, very bad.
To be honest, squid ink doesn't smell great.
I mean, if you've squeezed it out of a squid, I don't want to eat it. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that is... Yeah, does that reflect badly upon me? I suppose it wouldn't be vegan if you squeezed it out of a squid.
It would be... Yeah, I can't imagine a situation where you could get a squid's ink and it be adhering to any sort of vegan, like, mind view.
Well, but if the squid, yeah, because the squid does it defensively, so it might donate it, but only if it were afraid, and that wouldn't be very vegan. It wouldn't be vegan to scare a squid.
Unless you were a squid psychologist or psychiatrist and you were trying to do squid aversion therapy.
Well, James, if you said that you thought this was a one-off, you would be wrong. Although, to be fair, I did set you up to make that mistake. So, as you might have guessed, 6 to 19 more rains fell, maybe even more, over the next few years. Most notably...
So many squids.
On May the 1st... it probably wasn't squids, but, you know, we don't know. It is unexplained, so it could have been squids. It would be arrogant of me to pretend to know.
Mm-hmm.
On May the 1st in 1862, there was another black rain 40 miles away at Carluke. On May the 20th, 1862, there were rains again in Slains, and again on October 28th in 1863 in Slains. And several more over the subsequent years. Most mysteriously of all, James, the first and third of those rainfalls were accompanied by a load of pumice stones washing up on the beach in what I think is called a raft.
What?
You know the way pumice floats?
Yes.
Yeah. That's why you have it in the bath.
Yeah. Bit of fun.
Yeah. Because it's like a hard sponge, so it's got air inside it.
Yes.
So it's either pumice stone or maybe slag from smelting, which apparently is... I don't know if it is actually the same thing, but accounts of this story treats pumice and slag as if they're basically the same thing.
Well, I guess it's rock that's cooled quick enough to just have some air in it still. Also, this will have been cut out, and this will be a reference to the bonus bit. As we learned earlier, it's Wilma's maiden name.
It is Wilma's maiden name, yes.
Does it mean the same in America?
I think that probably it is the stone, because presumably it doesn't have the rude meaning. It's just got the sort of stone meaning.
Good.
According to Rust, the pumice stones were not water-worn. They were evidently new from a laboratory. I don't know when he means laboratory. I think he means place where they were created. I don't think he means from a lab, like we imagine a lab.
Yeah.
The freshness of their color, the sharpness of their angles of fracture, and the strength and peculiarity of their odor proved this. Stinky, stinky stones washed up on the beach.
No.
Nobody saw them falling from the sky.
I'm imagining a Cockney describing them, and that might be where the other name came from.
Possibly.
Don't want to repeat it.
Yeah. Bunch of Muppets, these stones.
These smelly stones. This smelly pumice.
So Reverend Rust, as you can imagine, was quite animated by these weird events, and he wrote to the Aberdeen Journal, and he published his observations in pamphlet form.
Yes.
He wrote the punchily titled The Scottish Black Rain Showers and Pumice Stone Shoals of 1862 and 1863.
I appreciate his SEO, but hold something back. Come on.
It's ironic that you should say that because it's generally referred to as Scottish showers, which is extraordinarily difficult to search for using an internet search engine because it just brings up bathroom fitters in Scotland, whatever you do. And you like black showers Scotland, and they just bring up like black marble showers.
Ow.
Not to get too excited about the names, but Brimblecombe, Davis and Tranter. Three guys, not one guy.
One of them is carrying most of the weight there.
It is mostly on Brimblecombe's shoulders there. They were three academics from the University of East Anglia. They may still be, but in the 1980s, they published an article about the Scottish showers, and they described several odd details about the first shower. Apparently, a friend of James Rust was in a habit of shaving with pure rainwater. I'm reading from their article now. The following morning, the lather from the soap curdled into a mottled black and uninviting compound. The water had an unpleasant sulphurous smell, and a local doctor noted that it would be terrible on a risotto. I'm just kidding you. I'm kidding you. He noted that a smell accompanied the shower.
Oh.
Now, you might say, Alasdair, is there any photographic evidence of these showers?
Alasdair, is there any photographic evidence of these showers?
No, but for an interesting reason, because there was a photographer on the scene.
It is quite difficult to shoot rain, though, isn't it?
Well, in those days, yeah, because you have to get it to sit still for about 10 minutes in the 1860s.
Sit still with its dead nan.
Yeah. There was a photographer, and I don't know if he took any pictures of the rains or the aftermath, but he made a big mistake. He made the mistake of developing his pictures using contaminated water.
The black water.
He used some of the black water to develop his pictures. And all of his pictures faded in the developing process. They were all ruined. I'm quoting from Brimblecombe, Davis and Tranter again.
Yeah.
Other evidence that sulfur compounds were involved was the observation of a local amateur photographer that gold was precipitated from his toning bath and his prints were ruined. I don't know, but I think maybe sepia involved gold because I would have expected silver. But anyway, it had a weird chemical reaction and his prints were all ruined.
Did they all predict his friend's deaths?
Yeah, it just had pictures of clouds, really alarming, angry clouds. And I had to mention this. The blog oldweirdscotland.com.
Oh, OWS?
Yeah, it has two short paragraphs, very short paragraphs about the black rains and concludes thus. The true cause was hotly debated in the papers but never settled. Needless to say, parishioners in Slains lost their
We're going to have to bleep that, and that's going to sound very confusing.
That is what it says on oldweirdscotland.com. But it's true, that nobody really knows what caused the rains, but there are three main theories.
Squids.
There are four main theories in play.
I've got another one, and I think it might be the actual one. I'm going to hold back and keep that pumice dry, unless you want me to.
I'd like to hear it now before I come up with the other ones.
A volcano. Is it Iceland? I'm blaming Iceland. I'm looking at you, Iceland.
James, you and your namesake are like two guys in a pod.
Two Jimmies in a Jimmy pod.
Two Jimmies in a little pod of Jimmies.
Oh, I've just come up with a new podcast idea. Two Jameses.
I am dead weight on this podcast. You want to get a James in here?
Isn't your middle name James?
It is actually, yeah. 1.5 Jameses, yes. It is, honestly. Yeah, well, that is James's theory, James Rust. The boring theory, and therefore probably the correct one, I reckon, is pollution, probably from Aberdeen.
Oh, those blooming Aberdeenshires.
Well, Brimblecombe, Davis and Tranter note that at the same time as the black rains were falling, the word more grime started to appear in Yorkshire and Lancashire.
More grime?
More grime.
Sounds like they want less grime.
Well, it's MOOR grime, thank you.
Oh, mouth grime. Mouth muck.
No, not MAW crime.
Oh, as in on the moor?
Yeah, moor grime.
On the moor.
Described sooty black stains that shepherds had started to find on their sheep.
Oh, no.
So, there was a lot of, obviously, we've got a lot of pollution now, but they had a lot of coal-based pollution, and the cities were very dirty places. And it was, obviously some of it was traveling outside of the cities and landing in more rural areas.
So the sheep are, in essence, your nostrils after going on the London Underground a few times.
Quite. Even though I think these days the Underground doesn't.
I haven't seen a black. You don't see anymore. You don't see a black bogey.
You don't get them anymore.
You don't get black bogies anymore.
And that is what reform stands for. Bring back black bogies.
BBBB.
Yeah, BBBB. Bring them back.
Bring back black bogies and white dog poo.
Yes, do it. We used to be a real country. Yeah, you and Rust. Two Jameses in a James sack. Immediately started thinking if volcano was involved.
It's Iceland. It's got to be. Is it the creation of Iceland?
James,
because Iceland's
you're forgetting
pretty new.
Iceland did exist at this time, but you're forgetting one key detail, which is the rain was blowing from the southeast. That's the opposite.
The southeast. Wiki southeast.
Exactly, as it was known in those days.
As Will Smith sang.
In the words of Will Smith. The
southeast.
The wind is coming from the southeast. And so after the first rain, he borrowed a rain-stained shirt from a local man.
Mm.
And I immediately was struck by the thought that Vesuvius in Italy was to blame.
Down that way, yeah.
Yeah, and he said it to the guy, but of course, at that time, Vesuvius had been lying low, very, very quiet, as far as he knew. Then, 2 weeks later,
2
weeks later, news reached the parish that there had been an eruption that corresponded with the first fall.
Could have been.
And over time...
But I think some Italians might have noticed. They can't have just gone straight over to all that pumice and no one said anything.
It does seem a little bit unlikely that the pumice could have just flown through the air the whole way. It's lighter than water, but it's a long way.
And not have dropped anywhere else all the way along. I'd say it wasn't Italy at the time, but whatever became Italy.
James, you are prefiguring an argument made by a big player who has not yet entered the tale.
BBP?
A big BBP.
Whoa.
Get ready.
A big P.
Get ready for one of the biggest Ps in the game.
Whoa. Uh-oh.
Sticking with Rust just for a second, he demonstrated that several of his black rains corresponded with volcanic eruptions, either from Vesuvius or Etna. Also in Italy.
Yes, Etna.
Every time they were accompanied by wind from the southeast.
Wiki.
So people often talk about there being 7 rains, but the 14 Times points out that by November 1886, Rust had recorded 14, which he said were all of them connected by contemporaneousness with Vesuvius or Etna.
Mm.
He was a scientifically minded guy, just like you, James. So he sent the stained shirt he'd collected in a piece of pumice stone to the meteorologist, Admiral Robert Fitzroy.
I would have chucked a squid in there, but yeah, go on.
Just pop a squid in. That's for you. Just shake his hand and slip him a squid while you're at it.
Mm.
Yep. Yeah. Don't tell your mum.
You don't need to count the tentacles. We can trust each other.
That's why they call him a tenor. And weirdly, Admiral Robert Fitzroy, apparently couldn't see any marks on the shirt, but he said the pumice could have come from a volcano, but equally it could have come from a furnace at an ironworks. So it was an object, is really all we gained from that. Mm. It was one of the things we thought it could be. But generally speaking, the scientific establishment didn't pay an awful lot of attention to Rust's theories about it being volcanic. Yeah, that's got to be frustrating for you, James, considering that those are also your theories.
That was my second theory after squid.
Apart from squid, yeah.
Mm.
And that, James, might be one of the reasons his book caught the attention of a BBP. A little-known writer by the name of Charles Hoy Fort.
Hoy?
That's Charles Fort's middle name.
Wait a minute. I know this Charles Fort fella.
Yeah, you've heard of Charles Fort?
Yeah. He started the Fortean Times, right?
Well, I think it's named after him, yeah. The all things Fortean take their name from Charles Fort. I didn't know what he looked like until I did some research for this.
No.
He looks like...
I don't know what he looks like.
You don't know what he looks like? Okay, have you seen Arsenic and Old Lace?
No.
Oh, it's really good. It's a Cary Grant black comedy about a guy whose family are all sort of lunatic murderers.
Yeah.
And his brother thinks he's Theodore Roosevelt. And that is he's exactly what Charles Fort looks like, which, to put that out of the way, he looks like Theodore Roosevelt. But more specifically, he looks like a guy who thinks he's Theodore Roosevelt in the film Arsenic and Old Lace, with a big moustache, sort of little spectacles.
Mm-hmm.
Very funny. The guy, every time he goes upstairs in that film, he points a sword and shouts charge and then runs upstairs. Very, very, very good film. It's a really good film. And Fort is, well, have you ever read? I'd never actually read any Charles Fort. Have you ever read anything that he wrote?
No, not actually him, no. I've read the 14 times, of course. For me, it's the only FT.
It is the FT we take in this house. Fort included the story of the Black Rains of Slains in what I think is his most famous book, The Book of the Damned, which is a book all about the people and the theories who've been ignored by so-called mainstream science.
Mm-hmm.
And I was shocked because he is such a bad writer. He's just the worst writer.
Oh, no.
It's like a rambling conspiracy theory blog. There's no structure. He just jumps from one subject to the next all the time. It's full of weird asides and like he contradicts himself. He just uses M dashes to go like, no, actually that isn't true. But you get my point. It's like really, it's like listening to a podcast. That's how bad it is. It's podcast bad.
This sounds like he should be one of the first guests on the James's pod.
If you can get him, James, if you can get him.
Yeah.
The other thing he does that really reminds me of like conspiracy theorist, YouTuber, podcaster types is he's kind of joking a lot. You can't tell quite how serious he is about his own theories. He's very vague about what he actually thinks. But what he's good at is poking holes in other people's theories or ideas. And he really sympathizes with Rust for being, not exactly ridiculed, but not taken seriously by the scientific establishment. But he doesn't buy the volcanic explanation for exactly the same reason you don't buy it, James.
What? Because Iceland's already there? Oh, Italians would have noticed.
The old Italians would have noticed line is exactly what he took. I'm going to read you what he had to say about it as best I can and try and make it make sense. The fate of all explanations is to close one door only to have another fly wide open. I should say that my own notions upon this subject will be considered irrational, but at least my gregariousness is satisfied in associating here with the preposterous. Or this writer, and those who think in his rut, have to say that they can think of 4 discharges from one far distant volcano passing over a great part of Europe, precipitating nowhere else, discharging precisely over one small northern parish. But also of 3 other discharges from another far distant volcano showing the same precise preference, if not marksmanship, for one small parish in Scotland. Nor would orthodoxy be any better off in thinking of exploding meteorites and their debris. Preciseness and recurrence would be just as difficult to explain.
So he's thinking squids.
He's saying it's squids. James, you are not going to guess what he thinks. And he's very vague about it there. He's like, oh, well, if I told you what I thought, you would be, but, maybe I will in a few paragraphs' time tell you what I think.
Is it the devil themselves?
It's not the devil. It's not the devil, although he does talk about the devil's hoof prints in this book. He's being a little bit unfair there because, as Michael Cox points out in the 14 Times, the falls weren't all in exactly the same place. You can't sort of say, oh, they all fell in exactly the same place, give or take a little bit of marksmanship, because that means they didn't fall all in the same place. Like sometimes they were 40 miles out. So he's exaggerating a little bit. But also, they were all clustered around James Rust because he was the guy who was writing them down. Like the fact that they did fall in Scotland doesn't mean they didn't fall somewhere else. We just know that they did fall here. So he's being a little bit cheeky there. But his theory is going to blow your squids out of the water.
Well, that's how it started, I think.
Imagine a small island, James, on an oceanic trade route.
Yeah.
Debris might wash up on that island from time to time from the passing vessels, right?
Yes.
Well, James, what if that island was the planet Earth? And that ocean was space.
Huh?
Yeah, maybe.
Space muck.
Space muck. It was space muck all along.
It was space squids.
Do you remember, James, that the day in lockdown when the sky turned yellow? Like a deep orangey yellow. You don't remember that?
No.
You don't?
No.
Did that just happen to me?
Maybe.
It definitely happened in London. In the middle of the day, it went dark and orange because of apparently desert sand being blown over.
Oh, I remember that sand was all on everyone's cars And the sunsets were a bit weird.
Oh, during the day, it was overcast where I was, and it got dark, really dusky and orange. Very, very weird. Sodium yellow.
It was the best of times. It was the end of times.
It really was. I bring that up because desert sand is an explanation for various red rains that have fallen. Because after he talks about black rains, he moves on to red rains, which he believes, of course, are blood or very finely minced animal parts. He's open-minded. Could be squid, could be squids. Of course, the loser scientists say that it's sand because they tested it apparently and it turned out to be sand. But he says, sorry, did you use chemical analysis to work that out? And the scientists are like, yeah. And they're like, well, that means you're wrong because chemical elements don't exist. So, yeah, didn't think of that, did you, chemistry boy?
Did you use sand to detect this? No.
He says, if there were real elements, there could be a real science of chemistry.
Ouch.
His explanation for the red rain's quite reasonable. Debris from interplanetary disasters. Aerial battles. Food supplies from cargoes of super vessels wrecked in interplanetary traffic.
When was he saying this?
The Book of the Damned was published in 1919, so he was way ahead of the UFO.
Yeah, fair enough, fair play.
Or perhaps, to put that another way, influential on perhaps later science fiction writers and conspiracy theorists and ufologists.
Yeah, ufologists.
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 But his thing was he was an intermediatist. Which the name makes me think of those guys who are like neither left wing nor right wing. Like,
right.
But I think what he actually means is that he believes that everything exists on a spectrum between real and unreal.
Oh,
which I don't really get. But to be fair, I'll sum up by giving you his conclusion on the black rains of Slains. Our intermediatist principle of pseudo-logic, or our principle of continuity, is, of course, that nothing is unique or individual, that all phenomena merge away into all other phenomena, that, for instance, suppose there should be vast celestial, super-oceanic, or interplanetary vessels that come near this Earth and discharge volumes of smoke at times. We're only supposing such a thing as that now, because conventionally we are beginning modestly and tentatively. But if it were so, there would necessarily be some phenomenon upon this earth with which that phenomenon would merge. Extra mundane smoke and smoke from cities merge, or both would manifest in black precipitations in rain. In continuity, it is impossible to distinguish phenomena at their merging points, so we look for them at their extremes. Impossible to distinguish between impossible to distinguish between animal and vegetable in some infusoria, but hippopotamus and violet, for all practical purposes, they're distinguishable enough. No one but a Barnum or a Bailey would send one a bunch of hippopotami as a token of regard.
Yeah, he's made a point.
Take that, James. How does your logic deal with that compelling argument?
I got so confused.
There's a difference between hippopotamuses and violets.
That's true. But there's a difference between space muck and factory muck?
There is, but is there kind of? I genuinely have no idea what he's talking about. Just the worst writer.
No, I don't know what the point is. Yeah.
But I don't want to be a hater, James. I don't want to just be a hater.
Good.
And I noticed that the 14 Times article ends by quoting Rust's prediction that even though nobody was paying that much attention to the black rains at the time, they shall in the end obtain worldwide fame. And now they have, James, on our podcast.
Oh,
the James
one,
James. Pod, the double James pod.
James pod.
The James's pod. You could get the theme tune done by that band James.
Yes. Oh, sit down, like and subscribe. And send to a friend.
So, James, that was the story of the Black Rains of Slains, what fell mainly on a James. Are you ready to score this tale, James?
Big time.
In that case, my first category is names.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or naming, if you prefer.
I'm liking the name James, of course. Yeah,
there were a lot of good Jameses. Well, you and James. There was Brimblecombe, Davis, and Tranter.
Brimblecombe, Davis, and Tranter. Yep.
Sorry, there's Slains, the place, Slains. The Rains of Slains.
That's a Traclia's Castle.
The Earls of Errol.
The Earl of Errol. Yeah. Okay. All right.
There's Michael Cox, who presumably doesn't go by Mike.
No, I think we might meet Michael Cox one day, so we should probably.
Okay, we can cut that out if you want.
I think we've bigged him up with your impression of his voice, unless that is an accurate impression of his voice.
That was my impression of James Rust.
Oh, I thought that was Michael. Oh, so it was Michael Cox reporting Jimmy Rust.
That was, yes, because I couldn't find the brilliantly named The Scottish Black Rain Showers and Pumice Stone Shoals of 1862 and 1863, so I had to quote it from the 14 Times article.
I see. Okay. It's a hefty 3.
Okay, a hefty 3. Well, if that was only 3, then I'm not optimistic about the next category, which is supernatural.
Well, can it really be supernatural if it's squids?
That's a fair question. Can it be supernatural if it's squids?
The supernatural, yeah. It was pretty standard and it was sinister. It would have been very scary to the people at the time. And if it happened nowadays, it would still be scary.
Yeah, when the sky went orange, everyone was flipping out. Yeah. Turning over cars. That didn't happen. No, I'm exaggerating.
I don't know. Fortean's explanations are...
Charles Hoy Fort's explanation.
The Fortean explanations are definitely not natural. Space muck?
He thinks it's space muck, yeah.
So I think that's also a 3.
Okay, another 3.
Because it would be uncanny and weird if it happened.
It was certainly uncanny.
Yeah.
All right, I need to recover some points here. My next category is really good theories.
Ah, yes.
Because, James, you can't score this lowly without condemning your own theory that it's squids.
That's an excellent theory, isn't it? Or
a very excellent theory, yes.
Squids or Iceland?
Or Iceland, yeah. Well, if we regard Iceland as a separate theory, then we've got 5 different theories. We've got the Vesuvius Etna theory, the Italy theory. We've got the Iceland theory, space muck from spaceships just pooping out space muck.
And squids and general pollution.
Pollution,
yeah.
The one that is clearly correct, pollution. And then, of course, we've got squids.
Yeah, that's 5. It's got to be 5 for really great theories.
Yes. I knew that would work.
You got me.
Final category. Let the squids decide.
Let the squids decide. Well, Alasdair, I'm going to try and switch to video recording for a sec for this. Have you got a camera?
Because I'm still shirtless.
You're still unshirted?
I'm still beano-shirted. That's funny that beshirted would mean wearing a shirt, but beheaded means not wearing a head.
Yes.
It's odd.
Yeah. Can you see the screen if I were to turn my camera on?
I can see. Not wearing a shirt hasn't stopped me being able to see you.
That's good. Okay.
My vision isn't based on shirt.
It's okay. Well, I would say, for reasons that will become very obvious, let the squids decide. It's got to be 5.
Listener, James Shakeshaft of this parish is wearing some kind of, I'm going to guess, Nintendo-themed squid headdress. It looks like you could kill a plumber with that. Is that what that is? The little guys that chase Mario in the water levels?
I think it's actually technically an octopus. It's just some Japanese headgear.
Just a normal, cool Japanese hat that velcros under the chin.
My head's a bit bigger than the average.
I don't know if necessarily designed for a fully grown giant man.
No, I'm too big for this octopus balaclava. Because it's basically a balaclava in the format of a cartoon octopus.
Yeah, I think balaclavas are so associated with the IRA. I feel like this is quite a different thing.
Yeah, they really would. They would either got their point across a lot quicker or a lot slower.
It's impossible to know.
They'd have been wearing these. So, yes, Alasdair, long and short of it, it's 5 out of 5 for let the squids decide. Nice. That was rainy.
Thank you, James. If the listener wants to hear some of the outtakes from that episode, which may relate to a film that was nominated for the 2000 Stinkers Bad Movie Awards in the categories of Worst Supporting Actor, Worst Song, Worst On-Screen Hairstyle, and most unfunny comic relief.
Fair enough. Well, yes, if you want to hear those, go to patreon.com/loremenpod and join us. Thank you for everyone who already does that, as in have joined us. And thank you very much to Joe for editing this episode. And thank you very much for listening to this episode. Please give us a review on the place where you review your podcasts. Just as I'm going to allow the listeners a peek behind the curtain, which is a bad choice of...
Outrageous, James. I'm shirtless in here.
We've just been chatting for 10 minutes and I didn't know you were unshirted.
I know, I saved it for on the record.
Yikes.
Now, James, I don't know. I knew I was going to do the shirtless and I started to think, I could be wrong. I've never seen you without a shirt, but I imagine that you're so hairy, it's basically the same. I imagine if you take a T-shirt off, it's like putting a jumper on. That's how I imagine it. Is that true?
A woolen hair jumper. It was definitely the case.
Like a sort of a Neanderthal who looks at a woolly mammoth and thinks, we're not so different. That's how I imagine
I should accessorize with some tusks.